this segment, I'd like to describe the collocation correction rules. Collocation deals with how various words co-occur together. Various combinations of words sound good together. Sometimes a particular word will require other words to be in its environment. So certain combinations of words sound good together. Other combinations either aren't allowed or sound very strange together. So we want TBTA to produce the most naturally sounding text possible. So we've added what we call collocation correction rules. And we're right here at Theta Grids 1, 241, which produces John carried the chicken to town in a basket. Collocation correction rules are able to help us with an issue that arises often during translation. And that is when the source language has just one generic word, but the target language has multiple very specific words. And probably one of the most well-known examples of this is in Celtal, which has multiple words for carry. English has just one very generic word, meaning to carry something from one place to another place. But Celtal has multiple words that indicate how the object is being carried. For example, if you're carrying something on your back, that'll be one word. If you're carrying something on your head, that will be another word. If you're carrying something in your hand, that's yet another word. If you're carrying something in your pocket, that's still another word. So collocation correction rules can help us deal with that particular issue. If I right-click here, the fourth menu option is Edit this concept's collocation correction rule, or show all occurrences of concept. So here are all the occurrences of the concept carry that occur in the semantic representations. There are quite a few. And this dialog shows us all of the arguments that are present for each case. For example, here a dove carried a leaf. Here a son carried some wood. If you want to see the actual verse, you can right-click and then it will show you. Then Abraham gave his son the wood that he had cut. So his son carried the wood, and Abraham carried the knife, etc. Now if you want to change the target word from one target word to another, then you simply click on this cell, and let's say whenever a dove carries something, there's a verb in your target language that means to carry in one's mouth. Carry in mouth. We're not going to be concerned with the various forms here. To carry something in one's mouth. So now we select that. Now you see that target word appear, and you'll also see all of the arguments highlighted in yellow. When you change from one target word to another target word, TBTA assumes that all of the concepts, all of the arguments are relevant. Now let's say whenever a dove carries anything, whether it's a leaf or a twig or a piece of grass or a piece of gravel, let's say a dove always carries things in his mouth. Then we don't care what the patient is, so we deselect it. And now whenever dove occurs, it will be carry in mouth. Now there aren't any other occurrences of a dove carrying something, but let's look down here. There are several examples of a donkey carrying things, like here a donkey carries a thing. Here the donkey carries grain. Here the donkey carries a load. Well, donkeys always carry things on their back. So let's change this to a new target word, carry on back. Again, we don't care about the forms. Now again, it assumes that donkey must be the agent and thing must be the patient. But whenever donkey is the agent, he will carry the things on his back. So let's deselect thing. And now whenever donkey is the agent, TBTA will automatically use the target language verb, meaning to carry on your back. Up here, let's say your target language has a very specific verb meaning to carry a chicken. Let's say new word. I'm just making this up. It's very specific, but I want to illustrate something here. anyone carries a chicken, we want the target language verb carry chicken, so I'm going to deselect John and deselect town. Now, TBTA automatically selects the target language verb carry chicken whenever a chicken is being carried. The actual place, the place where these collocation correction rules are used most frequently, most commonly, is with adpositions. And to illustrate that, I'd like to switch over to the Korean database. Now I'll double click on this node and let's select adpositions. I'd like to show you adposition in C, right here, generic location. Now Korean uses postpositions, and you can see here that in C is changed to many different Korean postpositions, kaunde, sogol, etc. Depending on the verb and the noun. There are many different Korean postpositions used, and that's actually the most prevalent use of these collocation correction rules. And that concludes this segment.